Okay, and I'm gonna look at this. This should be good here. Yep. Grab my earbuds here. Hmm. Okay, and I'm gonna look at this. This should be good here. Yep. Grab my earbuds here. No, my secrets. Okay, and I'm gonna look at this. This should be good here. Yep. Need to check my mic. No, my secrets. Okay, I think that's good. Let me put on some of this. go. I'm just trying to see where everything's at. Might be a little too loud there. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. That's probably better. Now I could just talk normally. I have a tendency to get kind of loud, so. This is the female version. I made a male and female. Oh. I wonder if the guard's still. Yeah. Can't even get into this house here. I have to randomize the colors in each house. Be strange if just everybody had a purple carpet. Yeah, my idea for this is a raid that's a maze, so it's gonna be sneaking around. And there's probably gonna be a time limit, so it'll force people to have to split up. Oh no, I'm stuck. No. It'll really force you to have to pay attention, though. I don't even know where the prisoners are. And they're inside of a house, so my goal is that there's going to be a different role that you pick. So, well, there's 2 roles in a raid, and there's going to be tanking, or what we call like leadership stuff or whatever. So you have leaders and followers and then healers, right? So that's the 3. And then there's going to be a 4th one called, I don't even know a good word for it. But essentially it's going to be, well, I'll just vibe it. I'll vibe code it and see what it does. Okay, so I want to create a new raid role. So when I go into Old Jerusalem, I want to be able to select, I can't even think of a good word for it. Let me see. Yeah, we'll call it this. I'll be able to select. Alright, so whether I'm a watchman or remnant, will be in an enclosed room. Nah, I think I'm gonna skip that for now. Make party member is selected. Ooh. Yep. Okay. Ooh. I've learned to ask LLMs, does that make sense? And I find that to be fairly important. Clan mode. Yes. Cursor's good, but I feel like the raw Claude code is a better problem solver. I don't know why. I guess Cursor doesn't really interact with Claude for you. It's more of like an augmented version where they have their infrastructure. I don't even know how it works really. I know they have their own model that they try to push. I mean, who would have known that you would need millions and billions of dollars to train AI in 2021? Like, nobody thought that was gonna be a thing. I don't even remember what people were talking about in 2020. I know a bunch of people say it was easy to get a job back then. I do not think so. They were all like, yo, all you need to know is React for 2021. Nah. I had to convince a guy to pay me half, 50% of what I was worth. I had to say, I'll work for this. And he's like, well, I guess. It's like... But he actually knew what he was doing, so... That's putting in the coordinates there for the house. It has to statically create a house, so there has to be a safe zone that's always a generated house. Let's see, I need to form a party, so let me form this party here. Alright. I wonder why I didn't delete it. Oh, my gender column still doesn't. Watchman is optional. At least one party member must choose Watchman. Yeah, so it's optional. Choose a random large home. It should be the same location. Because people are going to get tired of the raid anyways, so... it shouldn't be a random location. Also, you have pathing concerns, like... Is there always going to be a path to a prisoner from that location? I know there's a path to a prisoner, but is there always going to be that pathing from the safe house if it's random? And then that would need coordination, right? And then but since I'm so abstracted from the code right now, I'd have to explain... Oh, it should augment that request then. It should give itself... Because it said it's 75,000 tokens. So it should split it into 3 plans. Maybe, I don't know. All I know is if I'm building new stuff, I definitely have to wait for Sonnet to reset. That's somewhat of the problem with vibe coding. I enjoy it. It's fun to see stuff pop up and, you know, to actively be, I guess, pursuing a goal and developing something, but at a certain point after I get this little test running, I'll have to think more clearly and traditionally about, okay, what am I actually going to be what do I actually want to see I think I have to restart it anyways, but... It's supposed to root it, but the root doesn't work. I don't know why the root doesn't work. That shouldn't be allowed, but... Oh, I got knocked out. Oh. There's an elite right there. I haven't seen that yet, huh? Oh. Oh, come back here. Come back here, Mr. Brute. Alright. Let's see here. I don't know how strong this thing is. If it's small, it should be a little enemy. Yeah, it should be weak. Oh, it's enraged. I thought that meant elite. I guess enraged is an elite, technically. Probably hurts to get hit by it. So, The main idea with the Evangelist, these towers are going to have much less health than they have right now. You're going to upgrade your towers. There's going to be class quests to upgrade your towers. And you know, Evangelists don't... I mean, no other class is going to have the tower building, right? So, they're definitely a unique class. I mean, they're super OP. Oh yeah, woof. That thing hurts. They're gonna be super OP. I mean, the balancing, because I do want some sort of like PvP to take place. I think that'd be cool. Whoa, yeah, that thing slaps. You know, I want there to be some sort of like PvP stuff, but it's just gonna be too OP. So I think what will happen is there could be PvP talents, however, like the Apostle is gonna have its gameplay is gonna be more targeted. Oops. I'll just auto accept. So this is all, I'm gonna have to rebuild all this. I'm still trying to think of the stack. I looked at some gaming situations, some like gaming distribution stuff. I don't know if I want to actually use a game engine. I think I want build my own engine. Not because I want to build my own game engine, but just because I don't know how this is going to run. And game engines don't do tree shaking stuff. They bring in these heavy libraries, and so Unity is a very heavy library to work with, and so is Unreal. Unreal's better because you have like, you can use C++ and you can like shave down your library list, but ultimately from my understanding, all the library code is just appended, and you have these massive, you know, the DLLs and all that, you have these massive amounts of appended code to what you're running, so it's going to make it run a lot. It's going to be a lot more difficult to run it on old machines. Now, if I wrote something purely in C++ using Unreal Engine, like, let's say I got an old copy of Unreal, an older one, with that less constraint on the graphics, oh, I mean, it would run amazingly. But, you know, why not just build everything from scratch? If it really does turn into something where I have a lot of people playing all at the same time, I definitely want an ecosystem that I know 100% what's in there, what's not, and I know 100% of where to go and what to build for it. So that's the only reason why I think an engine is a lot better. Building your own, I mean, I will absolutely be copying other engines. Like, I'm not just gonna build the whole wheel from scratch, but you have to rebuild the wheel if you really want that granular control over it. And some of the gameplay stuff that I want inside of the game, I don't want to have to deal with predetermined physics from libraries and stuff. I know it might sound dumb explaining that, but I do understand to some extent what I mean. Like this transaction here, and like volleying to towers. Oh, I died. I think when they do that, instead of having them retreat and becoming, having them evade, I think they're just going to become like 3 or 4 times more difficult to kill. So if you're killing a big like elite, you know, kind of like a world boss thing, and nobody hits him in 5 seconds and he resets, you can still kill him. It's just gonna be, so if you have like 2% left, it will be like 10%, like you had like 10% left, and that is a lot better, because if you die, I'm gonna have, and like how I just died, there's gonna be a respawn point, like you're gonna be able to pick it, kind of like in EverQuest, how the I think it's the druid can place a like a death spot on you or something, or they cast this thing on you in this position, so then you respawn there, and that's essentially what is going to happen as well, except there would just be a portal, and you just respawn at the portal, and you know, make a little bit of a run back for a world boss, so you're not just like, you know, right there respawning and just spamming buttons, right? There will be, and maybe like a maze or something, randomly generated maze, and the boss is inside the middle of it. So you place the portal there. You can't place it in the maze, have those sorts of constraints, and you have to like remember the maze, you know. And so people can keep the boss and kite it, and maybe like have the bosses be different forms, right? So you have the one hitter, you know, where you just get one shot. Anybody will get one shot at any time by this boss. It just does way too much damage, but you can kite him forever, you know, as long as you're just actively moving, hitting him. And then other bosses that move really fast but don't have a lot of health, but maybe become invulnerable if with mechanics and stuff, you know. And make a lot of the gameplay around towers. So I believe I can get in the tower too, as the other, yeah. So you all get inside the tower, right? And so you have the ability to fight from it, and I don't know, I think there should be tanking like that, you know, have like raid dungeon gameplay kind of. This raid right now, this is a stealth raid, so this is not, oh, I have to reset this client. This raid is completely stealth oriented. There would be other raids, so since it's a Christian MMO, there has to be this element of this biblical historical element to it. But I also have the freedom with the framing of the game. I have the freedom to be able to make kind of like spiritual realms that you go into to fight other stuff in those realms. Let's see. And I built a MMO in, what is it, Rust, so I started to build one. Just to get a feel for, okay, oh, am I in the raid? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's about to teleport me. Huh. Where am I? But see, this is why I'd have to rebuild it. I'm coming up with concepts right now. And probably everybody says that. However, I don't think I would ever use JavaScript or TypeScript for a server. For a game server. I don't think that's gonna... I mean, it'll be successful at some point. Somebody will do something like that, but the amount of optimization time. Yeah, the amount of time optimization that'll go into that. Let's see, did I leave? I guess there's a problem with other party members going into the raid. Let's see, like this system right now, I'd have to go completely rebuild the whole instance ID thing. So the visualization I would start with and I'm thinking I rebuild it in Java, so I know that's kind of cringe. Some people might think that's cringe, but I don't really know Java very well. I'm not like a big Java fan. But I do know that it has a lot to offer, and it has a great windowing, framing. JFrame is a great library. So I just want it to be able to run on old computers or on very cheap hardware. I don't want any sort of GPU acceleration. You can, you know, but it's not going to support it. People may say, what's the benefit of that? Well, you can use Rust, you know. But Rust has a really terse, windowing system. It doesn't have anything native, so every Windows computer has a way to run the windowing system, and you know, that's what most people have around the world, Windows. Yeah, I would say Java because running it on a computer. The only reason I do JavaScript is because phones be easier to run on a phone. So I believe there is a mobile game development movement in Golang, but I don't know if it's because I know people are building Go games and putting them on the Switch as like a popular one. Keep that thing going. Oops. Yeah, Eaton. So Eaton. There's one game that they made. Yeah, Fishing Paradiso. Yeah, this game. It's on the Switch. This is like the claim to fame, right? But if you see, I mean, it literally is just what I'm looking for, you know? I mean, it's really simple. It's just 2D stuff. But it's just so fast because it's written in Go. So it's like if you could build Java and put it on. You used to be able to do this, but they don't let you do it anymore because they're, you know, it's all marketing. That's the thing about the masters I'm doing right now. It's all just marketing for these companies and their products. Like, so you have to use Kotlin because it's written by Google and they want you to use it so that you have problems and need them. You know, it's like forced codependency. They can't just let you take Java and run it because it's not secure. But it's not secure because they want you to be secure. And it's like, maybe I want a Java game to run that I can just trust, right? To run. But, you know, they want their packaging methods, and it makes sense. The APK and ABB makes sense, right? If you want to be on the App Store, because they need a distribution method that doesn't blow up the size. And you can do games in Java, but Java Android development is vastly different than just like writing a raw game in Java. Mainly because games, a lot of it has to do with the UI. So you have to do the specialized libraries. And at this point, I don't even know if Kotlin is, let me see, Kotlin, game dev. Corgi, libgdx, so Godot. Godot supports it with JVM bindings, but that's not really. Yeah, there's one corgi. Let me look at this. Maybe I just use Kotlin. Yeah, but is it free? It's also one thing you have to watch out for. You look at something for 20 minutes and it's like, wow, this is really great, and then you see like, oh yeah, by the way, you can't use it unless you pay us. Oh, they have a... Oh. Oh, wow. Interesting. Wow. What does this do? Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh. The only reason why it's not... Oh, just use this. I have to be able to target older Android versions. That's why the web is so appealing. Versus, using a library like this. This is really nice, though. This is interesting. It's really, really unique. Let's see. What's over here? Maybe over there? No. That's cool. They let you mess around with it, play around. Let's see. Performance. Oh, yeah. Huh. Oh, what? There's a snake in. Oh. Well, dadgummit, I don't even know. I don't even know the keys. Oh, maybe it wants this. Game over. Game over. Haha, okay. Well, okay then. Small footprint. Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty performant. I need to know what is the... But that means that any iOS device. But iOS devices I don't really see being my demographic, to be honest. Yeah, it needs API 21. So... So it is Lollipop. But, you know, how long will it be on Lollipop, you know? That's what I'm targeting, technically. And it's not that it's not that people are running Lollipop. Some people are, but it's not that they're necessarily running Lollipop anymore. It's that their phones can't handle anything more than what Lollipop could handle. Even though they have the newer Android operating systems, you know, Xiaomi and Oppo and all this stuff, they don't really have the they don't really have the operating systems that can run software well, so. But yeah, let's see, is this almost done? Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to take a dump real quick. Yeah, I think after thinking about it, I just don't see a reliable way to distribute the game, really. Let me make sure maybe I don't need to restart it. Let's see. So I don't really see there being a reliable way to distribute the game if I build it in something like Java. I mean, I can distribute it, but not to phones. And I think in order for this to be something that's helpful for people, because remember, I want it to be like biblical education, right? Oh, am I in the raid? Wait, how come I couldn't? Maybe I have to restart the server. Let's see here. Am I in the raid? Oh yeah, I am. Okay. Alright, I need to restart this though, unfortunately, I think. Also, what is this? Like, no column gender? Well, where am I? I think I am... Oh, gender's in there. What? Wait, so what? Gender's in here. See, but this is why you can't vibe code a back end. It's just not gonna work. Okay, so restart. Okay. Let's see, portal's gone. I have to reset everything. Alright, do this. Let me look more at this. Yeah, Bear's Restaurant is another one. He uses a lot of his own stuff. I don't think he open sources the stuff he uses. I don't think he's like built any tools. He kind of just is really good working with eBin. But you think about it, you know, these guys, they come from, they've been doing game dev for a long time. Most likely. But it's interesting how you can package it and send it off to like the Switch and all that. It's kind of easy to work with. What I found the difficult part was the imaging stuff. Not this, but or maybe it was the sound. I just remember looking at it and it was a little difficult too. I think it was sound actually. But a lot of the basic stuff is there, the input. Oh, maybe it was shaders, yeah. No, it wasn't a shader. I forget what it... I just started working with it, and then I ran into a wall pretty soon. But this was before AI, actually. I think I revisited it after ChatGPT, but... Oh yeah, it should be ready now. Let's see. Okay. Alright. Wait, what? Is it sending me back in? I don't get that. I don't know. Maybe... No? Yeah, Odin Cat Incorporated built the bridge. So that guy, he built the bridge to Switch. I think that's like his contribution. But I don't know if he actually... I don't know if he has, public GitHub stuff that he lets people use. Yeah, this guy's deep. Oh, yeah, that just shows how much I know about it. He's the author of eBitten. So yeah, he does. Yeah, because I saw he has eBitten there, and it's like, oh, he has a fork. No, it's the actual. Yeah, no, well, then I take that back. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. But yeah, that's a huge accomplishment to build a bridge over to Switch like that. That's pretty wild. Oh, yeah, he did actually build something. He built Hisuma Bushi. I think Linux ARM64 is Mac M1. I think maybe that same thing. Or equivalent. Equivalent C functions. Yeah, too bad he can't get into the phone stuff. He packaged it for the phone, though. Alright, let's see if this actually works. No, it's the... How is this the same thing again and again? Maybe it's because I already have somebody in the world? Oh, okay. I don't know. Weird. So I don't think eBitten's gonna work for me though, for what I need it for. I would really like to write it all in Go. That'd be amazing. So it does go to Android. It goes to WebAssembly. Wow. Okay. No Seago. That's massive. Try to say major. That's massive to not have Seago for Windows. Xbox support is limited. Oh wow. Imagine that. Oh boy. That's insane. I wonder how old it could be. He's obviously ported something to an Xbox. Like he's embedded a game on Xbox and like probably shown Microsoft. And they're just like, guys, we're trying to rebuild our infrastructure with Rust using AI. We don't have time for this. I mean, who knows? But, you know, maybe he's trying to, like... Maybe he's trying to get himself into the middle of it, which is smart. I don't know if I really like that, but... You know, maybe he's trying to get his piece. Yeah, maybe Microsoft wants this. Maybe like, oh wow, you can write games with Go? That's awesome. But maybe it's him that doesn't want to officially support the Xbox. But a lot of people using it. PlayStation 5. Uwagaki. Interesting. Okay. This is the part with AI development that is really difficult for me to cope with and makes building a game with AI not really feasible. So I have to go back here and I have to say, okay, so I don't see the choice for Watchmen or Remnant when I enter the raid, so maybe you haven't implemented it. And if I do pick Watchmen, then teleport me to the house where the map is. So, this part, the game's gonna be stealth, but the mechanic is gonna be a lot like, what's it called? What's the game where they're chased by monsters and they're like in space or something? I forget the name of it. But it's gonna be like that, where you can teleport people back. And so there's gonna be a lot of moving dots on a map, and you're basically gonna have the whole map, and then you're able to teleport people back if they're in a bad situation. And it's actually an original idea. It's not to make up for, oh, I'm stuck in a house and I can't get out. No, that's... So people may think I did it because of that, but it's actually an original idea where... So sometimes people need... sometimes people want to play a game passively, and there needs to be some sort of role where people can just kind of passively play a game, you know, because technically Pomodoro, like every 20 minutes we should have some sort of mini break, right? So maybe people would be able to do something, or maybe somebody just wants to chill and watch Netflix. Maybe they're just gaming, but they'd rather just play Netflix instead of moving around and watch Netflix, and so they take Watchmen, right? And it's a game mode where people don't really need to be able to move around or know much about... What is this? Is this where a prisoner is? Oh. They don't really need to know much about the game. They can just sit there and be a drone. There'll be more things added to it, but I can't really think much of what else I'll add to it. There's also another... Oh, I went through the window. Huh, interesting. I should be able to go through windows. That would make it a lot easier to not get locked in. Maybe just the roof needs to come off. Maybe the black is too much. It's kind of annoying. Oh, I'm stuck. Or maybe. There would be stuff in these homes though, like treasure chests, stuff like that. Huh? Oh, it's locked in. But see, you kind of plan it out, like, look, I have a path here. And then... maybe part of the profit will be where I can just move the world around and it'll maybe be able to see anywhere. That'd be a good class ability. Okay, and then... I think I can go down here. Let me test this. Okay, I think I can go up here. No, I'm stuck. Oh, no, I'm not. Or maybe I am. Yeah, I'm stuck. And this is when the Watchman would get me out. Jonathan peeking out the window. Oh, there's Jonathan again. Yep. Stuck. Server detects portal entry. Oh. So this is good, it's just about to reset. So I'll keep it on Haiku. Let me restart this. Yeah, one thing I didn't realize is that you have to, the way I'm doing NPCs, I can hard code them or I can randomly generate them, and that means, okay, and that means if I randomly generate them, I have to stream, so I have to use polling. It's basically polling in order to determine if I need to generate an NPC in the area. So if I built it myself, it would be, probably would be working already and would be much better. I think a lot of this would be better if I just wrote it myself. It's good for conceptualizing and thinking and just kind of putting around, but in order for me to actually make something that's worthwhile, worth people's time to invest in, I mean, I would have to build it myself. I don't see any other way around it, honestly. But let's see. Maybe Bitten's gotten better. Maybe it's gotten... Maybe a lot of things are easier to use now. Oh. Well, I think that's my family coming back now. Yeah. Well, I bid you adieu. I'll post updates later. I don't even know if anybody watched today, but... Oh. Got it. Yeah, nah, it needs to do the house thing. Okay. Well, anyways.